2018 meeting to order. Please stand. And we're going to have some representatives from Troop 2557 to lead us in the pledge. Okay.
Allegiance
to
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Glade?
Here.
Schott?
Here.
Patterson?
Here.
Trustee Glade?
Here.
Lazier?
Here.
Katie? Here. You have a quorum, sir.
Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, approval of the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Support. Roll call, please.
Schott?
Yes.
Patterson?
Yes.
Trustee Glade?
Yes.
Lazier?
Yes.
Katie, yes. Supervisor Glade?
Yes. We'll open the meeting to any brief public comments. Anybody wishing to come forward?
Huron River Drive. My question concerns the new item on the PEG room. I see the price is around $47,000, $48,000. My question is, did we go through any bidding procedures on this thing?
That'll be addressed during the course of the presentation.
You will present it? Okay.
Anybody else wishing to come forward? Seeing none, we'll move on. Under new business, the new PEG equipment, in front of you is a proposal recommended by Bill McGahee. All of you know he runs our system, and for a while now, many of you have known some of the shortcomings of the system, some of the things we needed upgraded. Bill did some considerable research and addressed our needs with various companies, and he brought forth this particular recommendation. This will be an upgrade in terms of equipment that's we've outgrown, equipment that's outdated, and improving our services so that the various meetings that are filmed will be able to be broadcast in a better way and be able to save our material in a more efficient and also dependable fashion as well. So motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of the motions? Discussion?
Discussion real quick. Yeah, I just want to also add that I talked with Bill extensively on this, and a lot of these products and services are already in place in a lot of other municipalities, and the reason that this company was selected is because they've done all the work on the majority of the work in the boardroom already, so it's their system that's already in place back there, their server, their networking, their boxes, and what this will allow us to do is basically live stream the meeting to 3 different places: a local backup, a offsite cloud backup, and we can choose to have it play either on the YouTube or some other live streaming platform if the board choose to. There was a few other companies that Bill did reach out to, but they couldn't provide any of the services. They couldn't provide all of the services, as opposed, we could a la carte a couple from this company, a couple from that company. But there was not one company that could provide all the services in one invoice and do it all at one time. So I just wanted to let everybody know that.
Yeah, in addition, I just want to thank Bill for all his time and effort
Yeah.
on that. So there's a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item 10B is the request for village renewal ballot language. Chief Robbins?
Yes, sir. As you are well aware, our millage is up after 2020. With there being no election in 2019, we believe this is a good time to get the millage renewal on the ballot. It is a renewal. Nothing will go up for the taxpayers. As presented, I believe it's in the best interest of the police department to put the millage renewal as proposed on the next ballot.
We have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Support?
Okay. Any discussion? Mr. Schott?
I'm kind of concerned about the length of this being 20 years. On a lighter note, by the time this expires, I'll be almost 90 years old. But I hope it doesn't fail because of that.
Well, and if it does, we have another a chance throughout the next couple of years. I believe for the long-term stability of the police department, I think it's a good thing. Right now, to have to do this every 5 years, it makes hard for planning, it makes hard for a lot of different things. I believe that we have a good relationship with the community right now, and if there's a time to try this, now may be the time. But I'll leave that at the board's discretion.
Yeah, I will say, Trustee Schott, that, I was concerned about that too. I know we got a lot of questions when we did other contracts, like with the HVA and it being so long. But I think this allows the voters a direct, it's their choice, yes or no, do they want it that long? I mean, they're going to let us know before it goes on the ballot, they're going to let us know at the ballot, but it does give the police department a lot of stability in their budget, so it will allow us to basically securely fund them for the most part, the most basic services that they provide. This will almost guarantee that for 20 years. So, again, it's totally up to the residents. If they vote it down, we obviously have to provide them with another option and let them tell us what to do. But I think it's a good starting point where we can just secure basic police services for the next 20 years.
I was just concerned of the length of it getting defeated. I'm all for it, and I will.
No, I understand. Yeah, I just was giving you.
If I may, the fact of the matter, too, is this basic level millage, this is something that the police department is totally dependent on to run. Without this basic millage, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we don't have a police department. And this need is not going to go away. It's not going to go away in 5 years or 10 years. It's not going to go away in 20 years. So, I mean, this is just simply bare bones funding of the police department. And this is a need that's not going to go away. By having a longer term, what it does do, it gives us benefits. It allows our chief of police to forecast his budgeting. It allows us to have a dependable source that we can use when we need to make long-term investments, particularly in equipment. So there's a lot of advantages of having that, in addition to foregoing the uncertainty every few years. It's just not a good way to run your public safety. So that's the kind of the impetus behind the term and the language. So, okay. So with that, there's a motion and a second. I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Sir. Patterson?
Yes.
Trustee Glabe?
Yes.
Lazier?
Yes.
Katie, yes. Supervisor Glabe?
Yes.
Schott?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. We'll open up the meeting again to any brief public comments. Anybody wishing to come forward? Yes, Ruth.
Hi.
Good evening.
Katie, Willow. Just wanted to thank everybody for voting on the fact that you are broadcasting all these meetings to the residents. I think it's a good thing. And now that you're improving them and going live stream, whatever that means. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
So we've been asking about the bridge a lot, and we were wondering, like, if there's been any updates on what's going to happen to it, like, if any.
Yeah, glad you asked that. I'll be updating the public briefly here in our report, so I will address that. Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll move on. We'll start with Board of Trustee comments, and I'll just kind of take off from that comment. The bridge project itself, as everybody knows, it's a Wayne County initiative. They own and operate our roads, including the bridges. The bridge is on track. The county has forecasted it to be done this fiscal year, and everything appears to be on track for that. Once things start to really tighten up in terms of once the contract is let and the construction project is forecasted, we'll be providing another update to keep you informed as to the progress of the construction and making sure things are meeting our deadlines. So we're in constant contact with the county and trying to make sure this thing stays on track, and everybody's anxious for it to reopen. And so, again, everything's going as planned, and we'll just continue to hope that it doesn't derail, but everything is going fine at this point, so.
And was the anticipated deadline prior to Apple Fest?
Well, the date that they've always given us from day one was by the end of the year.
Okay.
That's the deadline they're giving us. Now, obviously, we're hoping that it's done before then, and we're pushing for that, but that's the deadline they gave us. Anything short of that is, we'll take, of course.
Right.
So, okay. Any other comments from the board before we go into executive session?
I just wanted to let the board know that the changes that the board approved at the last meeting regarding the codification of the ordinances, that's being worked on, and I was told that the general code hopes to have those amendments mailed to us so we can insert them into the official ordinance book, and then that process will be done. And then I just want to say a huge thank you to retired clerk Van Washenova. She let that office be set up for whoever the new clerk was going to be perfectly. She had all the contact information that the new clerk would need, so it wouldn't have mattered who got in that office. It would have been an extremely smooth transition, and she did a really good job, and she really busted her butt on that ordinance codification because she left all the emails and the back and forth, and that's definitely been a nightmare she's dealt with for the last 2 years. So I just want to say thank you to her for being extremely professional when she retired.
Well, I think that's a very fair and good observation on your part. She worked very hard on that, as with other things in the clerk's office, and I'm very pleased. I expected nothing less than her to leave it in good shape. And
It truly has been a very easy experience.
very good. Anybody else? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation.
So moved.
We also include in the matter of Infinity Hawthorne Woods LLC versus Huron Township.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we roll call for closed session?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lazier,
Yes.
KDS, Supervisor Glade,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes?
Patterson.
Yes.
Trustee Glade.
Yes.
been fun. I got good people helping me, though.
Well, you'll do just great. I know.
Everybody's really been helpful. Well, it's amazing. I should have been a lawyer. Make so much money. Just say it's too cold out. No, you can say it's too cold out.
You're still here.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to go when the door opened. I thought, well, let's see if anybody has anything to say.
Yeah.
You get your envelope.
Motion to reconvene regular session. Would you like a roll call? Katie here, Supervisor Glabe? Yes. Schott? Patterson?
Yes.
Trustee Glabe?
Yes.
Lazier? All present.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Support? Aye.